evening, I'm Nev Van Pell, and thank you for joining us. Canadians across the country are celebrating Canada Day, and it's no different here with numerous events going on around the city, including one at Fort William Historical Park, which saw hundreds come out to celebrate the nation's diverse heritage. There was lots to see and do with various family-friendly activities on site. Visitors were able to enjoy good food, axe throwing, musket firing, making crafts, and meeting farm animals. There were also numerous learning opportunities inside the buildings, with historical interpreters educating attendees on cultural traditions. Historical Park General Manager Patrick Morash says being able to celebrate multiple cultures is something that's very important to them.
The Fort William Historical Park, in a modern way and historically, really focused and was successful based on the multicultural melding of French Canadians, Indigenous and Scottish cultures. And today this gives us an opportunity to remind people of the importance of all those cultures and to give people an opportunity to learn about them as well.
A new social media campaign is calling on local residents to consider the effects that fireworks have on pets. The Thunder Bay and District Humane Society has launched the campaign called Food Not Fear to reduce the numbers of animals panicking during pyrotechnics and going missing. The campaign is asking those who normally purchase fireworks for celebrations like Canada Day to instead consider using that money to donate pet food for animals in need. Fireworks are quite terrifying for most pets, according to Stephanie Folino, the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Humane Society. She encourages people to help out by donating money or pet food for the cats and dogs at the Humane Society shelter.
We'll take anything, honestly. We do prefer monetary, just so then we can use the funds for, the food that we do use at the shelter, but we're open to any food that we can use here. So mainly, specifically right now, we're looking for wet cat food pate, so Friskies chicken pate. With dogs, we'll take anything.
Items for donations can be dropped off at the Humane Society shelter on Roslyn Road. As Thunder Bay makes the switch to new recycling bins for curbside pickup tomorrow, the city's manager of solid waste and recycling says he doesn't think the new system will have a major impact on usage of the city's recycling depots. Right now, roughly a third of the material that gets recycled in the city is dropped off at one of 3 recycling depots. Jason Sherban says while some people might use the facilities to avoid the heavy bins, people who were avoiding the use of blue bags might start taking advantage of curbside pickup. But Sherban says it's too early to say what the impact will be.
I don't think the use is going to go down, right? If people can't fit everything in a bin for whatever reason, I could see them, coming here more frequently. But I certainly don't see the use going down. Will they go up? We'll have to wait and see.
Many of the people who currently use the depots to drop off their recyclables are driving in from outside city limits and wouldn't be impacted by the new automated cart collection, which goes into effect on Tuesday. A local resident has just won a new house from the Fort William Rotary Club's 38th annual house lottery. Jason Matizik was announced as the winner. Fort William Rotary President Glenn Craig and House Lottery Chair Cindy Levanto made the call to him this morning.
Is this Jason?
Yes, it is.
Hi Jason, it's Glenn and
Cindy
from the Fort William Rotary. So what's your plans for Canada Day?
We were going to family and just having a barbecue.
Barbecue?
Oh, nice.
Are you busy right now?
No, not at all.
Do you think you can swing by,
101 Bruin Crescent.
to come see your brand new house?
Are you serious?
Yep, we're serious.
Matizik and his wife Jessica had the chance to come down and see the house for the first time today. The grand prize was a 2-story, 4-bedroom custom-built home in the Parkdale subdivision, valued at $750,000. The Rotary Club sold over 19,000 tickets, raising $700,000 for various local charities. Matizik says the whole thing feels surreal.
When I finally answered that phone, I'm like, are you kidding? Like, we always joke, oh, we're going to win the house, we're going to win the house. So now that this happened.
We've thrown a lot of, we're going to win this year out there.
So this is amazing. Like, this is a game, this is like life-changing, so.
No, it's
Emotional.
emotional. It really was. And when you see a couple as lovely as you both are walk in and first thing Jessica said to me is that we've had a horrible week. But this is the best way to celebrate it, and Really, guys, really happy for you.
We've changed a lot of lives for people in Thunder Bay, the winners, but also done a lot of work for charities, and it's a great way to celebrate Canada Day.
Work is already underway for the 39th House Lottery, and the Fort William Rotary Club is hoping to launch it in early 2025. Geraldton District Hospital has overcome some of its staffing issues, but is continuing its search for more permanent doctors. Hospital administration hopes the community's quality of life and supportive environment will attract more physicians. Justin Hardy has more.
Geraldton District Hospital has seen some growth over the past few years as it keeps up with growing demand. Hospital CEO Daryl Galusha says the facility has gained some new equipment and outgrown some of the staffing issues.
We're seeing an increase in our permanent staffing. We're proud to say that we are moved beyond using agency staffing. Our HR department has successfully recruited a full complement of registered nursing staff. We're still looking for some RPNs and medical lab technologists, but we're really moving beyond the need for agency staff, and we're bringing in permanent staff to live in the community and stay in the area.
The hospital's emergency department is a 7-bed unit, including a trauma room where staff can provide urgent care and minor procedures. The hospital is now also the home of a brand new X-ray imaging machine. With all of the new healthcare staff employed at the hospital, Galusha says they still hope to attract more doctors to move to the community permanently.
We need some doctors. We need permanent doctors. We have a great group, strong group of locum physicians. We have one local doctor from here that lives here, and we have one local NP that lives here. But other than that, our rest of our physicians group is our locums. They come in for a couple weeks at a time and then they go out. They serve the needs of the community great, but we are looking for physicians to move to the community and live here.
Galusha says he hopes the good quality of life in the area and the supportive work environment of the hospital will attract the doctors the hospital needs. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
The municipal pool in Nipton won't open at all this summer due to a shortage of lifeguards. Without enough interest from local students, the township is already looking at getting creative with their hiring for next summer.
The pool is what they look forward to in the summertime, to cool off, to socialize with their friends, to have a great time. And it's really sad that it's not going to be there this year for them. So to the families and the seniors and the kids, we've done what we could do, and we're going to do better.
According to Mayor Suzanne Kuko, the main challenge with recruitment is that the week-long certification course is offered only a few times a year and never locally. So getting enough staff on board can take months of planning. They need 3 to 4 lifeguards to operate the pool. Kuko wants residents, especially kids and seniors, to know that the town staff are already working on understanding what went wrong this year and how to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Maybe we look at students as well as adults, fit retirees that are looking for a side hustle, or education assistants that maybe need some work in the summertime to supplement not being able to work in the summertime. So that kind of thing, thinking outside the box and getting those lifeguards certified early.
How do you guys feel about the pool being closed for the whole summer?
Kind of bad. It sucks. I feel like it should be opened.
Sad but good because I can go to the beach. It's kind of good but also bad because I like going to the beach.
The township will reimburse certification costs for lifeguards who work at the pool, and Kuko encourages anyone who might be interested in being a lifeguard next summer to reach out soon. In October of last year, the National Council of Truth and Reconciliation challenged students throughout the country to create an image of what a reconciled Canada would look like to them. 25 different projects were selected, including a documentary made by Annika Harrison, a grade 8 student at Woodcrest School and member of Laxal First Nation. Joel Mendelson reports.
The documentary is called I Am Here Because They Survived, a daughter's conversations about residential school. It highlights the differences between the upbringings of her and her father with the goal of raising awareness on the topic.
My dad talked about his first days and how he got there and stuff, and I was just in disbelief that they would rip him away from his home, and he wouldn't see his family for most of the year, and that must have been really hard for him, and it was really hard to hear about those stories.
If we did something wrong, it was punishment. It was a physical punishment all the time. And we witnessed others getting beaten by the supervisor. which made us really scared. It scared you when you watch a child getting beaten up.
Her father, Tom Chisel, attended the Pelican Lake Residential School from 1962 to 1968. While she was always aware of the events of her father's youth, she was never fully informed on the details.
I knew that he went to residential schools, but I didn't actually know what had happened there. So I think learning about that, it really made me understand how it was.
She blew us away with her documentary. We all cried. It was incredibly powerful and just so raw and real, and was different from everybody else's because she had firsthand experience and accounts from people who are close to her.
Along with the others selected, Harrison was invited to the Canadian Museum of Human Rights in Winnipeg to receive an award for her vision.
I was really nervous to speak in front of a bunch of people, but to be there with all of the elders and stuff and Manitoban dignitaries and other people who had these awesome projects and art stuff, it was really special to me, and I'm very proud of myself for that.
Harrison plans to share the documentary with the school board in order to spread awareness throughout Thunder Bay, and possibly even to the rest of Ontario. Joel Mendelson, TBT News.
We're now joined by sports anchor Josh Morano. And Josh, the Border Cats celebrated Canada Day with some fireworks after a big comeback last night, and we're back in action again today.
Yeah, happy Canada Day, first of all. We got the red matching. Border Cats celebrating today in their own threads as well to celebrate the occasion. We'll have the highlights from today's game when we come back.
Welcome back, and Josh, as we were saying, the Border Cats back in action for Canada Day.
Back in action for Canada Day, following a crazy game the day before. I don't know which one the fireworks were off, the bats are in the air. But following a crazy game to finish their game last night, in which the Thunder Bay Border Cats put up 7 runs in the first inning, 2 trailing by 7 after 3, all the way to a 6-run 8th inning to win 17-13 in front of a packed house who got to enjoy some fireworks. They were back at it today, taking on the Rochester Honkers, outscoring them 30-17 so far through 2 games. And just look at these jerseys, the big Canada down the side, Maple Leaf on the sleeve, a Canada Day game in style. But they were trailing in this one early, looking for win number 5 in a row. Zane Scansey to the dish with 2 on and 2 outs in the 5th inning. He gets a hold of this one and drops it into the outfield. That would bring in the runner from second, cutting the lead in half with their first run of the game. But unfortunately, all the offense the team could muster, as this one would go to the bottom of the 9th. 2 outs for Greg LaChance and just a dribbler to the shortstop for the final out. So the streak was fun, 4 wins in a row, but that is halted today as the Cats drop the Canada Day game to the visiting Rochester Honkers. They wrap up the 4-game series tomorrow, which also marks the end of the first half of the season. As of now, the Cats with a 17-16 record. Today marked the beginning of the NHL free agent frenzy, and we've seen a ton of money handed out. At just 4 hours in, teams combined for over $1 billion in deals, the most ever to open the day. And what else would we expect with a rise in the cap and the success of the Florida Panthers, perhaps a new blueprint for a lot of teams, building their team through the years of heavily through trades and free agency. So let's get into some of the biggest moves from free agency frenzy day 1. Picking up with, of course, the Toronto Maple Leafs, perhaps one of the biggest question marks of what they were going to do. And overall, not a bad day. After trading for his rights, the team signing Chris Tanev to a 6-year, $27 million contract, and the 34-year-old couldn't be happier.
A team with elite talent, some of the best players in the world, and they've had a ton of regular season success, and it's been definitely been impressive watching their top end guys. So I mean, as far as I'm from here, I grew up here. I grew up in East York, so I'm a Toronto kid, and definitely excited to raise my family here.
The Leafs beefing up the back end, signing Stanley Cup champion Oliver Ekman-Larsson, as well as 6'7" Yanni Hakanpää to round things out. They also locked up their goaltender, signing Joseph Woll to a 3-year extension and giving him a quality backup in Anthony Stolarz, and Thunder Bay's Matt Murray re-upping with the team on a 1-year deal. Sticking in Canada, the Vancouver Canucks making a splash, signing Alberta native Jake DeBrusk to a 7-year, $38.5 million deal. DeBrusk adds some more scoring to a deep Canucks team coming off a Pacific Division winning season. When asked about what drew him to the Nucks, he says it all came down to who he gets to compete with and opportunities.
Obviously playing with either, with Henderson or JT Miller, and just seeing how they took their development next level, I guess, this last coming season. It's a team that's ready to win. It's a team that I know I can come in and help. And also I know that's a Canadian city that wants to win as well. So, I think that's going into this process. I just wanted to find myself where I can be in a place where I could fit in and help a team win.
The Canucks, however, adding a Boston Bruin, then losing 2 players to the Bruins, Nikita Zadorov and Elias Lindholm, both signing with the Bees. Zadorov on a 6-year, $30 million deal, and Lindholm giving the team their first legitimate top center since Patrice Bergeron, signing for 7 years, $54.25 million. To the Canadians, no moves to bring in any pieces, but signing former first overall selection Juraj Slafkovsky to an 8-year, $60.8 million extension. Slafkovsky had a breakout season last year, scoring 20 goals and 50 points. Habs looking ahead to the potential of a future star. Also going on, the Nashville Predators making a splash, signing former Lightning captain Steven Stamkos to a 4-year, $32 million deal. He's replaced by Jake Gensel, who signed with the Lightning for 7 years at $63 million. And top defenseman of the frenzy, Brendan Montour, signing with the Seattle Kraken. The annual Provincial Cup Cricket tournament wrapped up yesterday at Chapels Park, and thankfully, the weather was better than Friday. The tournament was organized as a T20 event, but because of multiple rainouts, both the schedule and time controls needed to be altered. Unfortunately, the Thunder Bay Combins did not make the final. However, one of their players, Abraham Geary, calls the tournament a success.
For Thunder Bay, it was quite unfortunate we couldn't make it to finals. But yeah, we are a really great team. We have that power and strength with our both bowling and batting departments. But it's one of those days which we couldn't make it into the finals, and we really fought well for both the games. We were so good, but we couldn't take that advantage as a home team. We are not professionals, but we are making this time as we love this sport very much and giving our best to get into the Thunder Bay community.
Toronto Titans and Sioux Stormers met in the final, with the Titans taking it by 8 wickets. For the Commons, they turn their attention to the upcoming Ontario-Manitoba Cup, which was won by Thunder Bay last year. I don't know about the rest of you, but when I see a cliff overhanging water, I am way too scared to jump. Luckily, that isn't the case for Thunder Bay native Molly Carlson, who competes in Red Bull's Cliff Diving World Series. This week, they were in Italy.
Going up a little bit. As a reminder, it needs 8.5 to take the lead. Now it's going up. Another great dive by Molly Carlson. We've seen
Carlson won the first event of the season in Greece and needs an 8.5 on this dive to claim another victory. And although it seems quite literally perfect to me, she just misses out. Carlson finishing third in the event, and she is second in the standings, right behind Rihanna and Ifland. Next stop for the series is July 18th in Ireland. Think we can all agree that no one in sport has more fun than a team 1 week removed from a championship win. We got Alex Ovechkin in the fountain, Jason Kelsey as a leprechaun, and now the Stanley Cup is down in southern Florida. Remember last year when Brooks Koepka called Aaron Ekblad a traffic cone? Well, it's safe to say that Ekblad hasn't forgotten and got the last laugh.
You, Brooks Koepka! I heard it's 70 degrees and sunny in Edmonton, but they ain't got no cup. My two cats, this is Poppy. Wait, this is Penny. Those are my two cats. My daughter made the shirt. I promised her we win the Stanley Cup, I'm wearing that shirt. I got one more word for you, and actually this isn't for you. This is for you.
Brooks Koepka! That is awesome. Paul Maurice's shirt, too. All 300 Panthers fans in attendance there looking like they were having a blast.
Yeah, it was a little bit tough, but that shirt was legendary. A good day to have the cat.
Paul Maurice and your cat. That's pretty awesome.
Definitely. And speaking of cats, let's turn it to dogs. It would have been a great day to get your dog out for a walk on Canada Day. We'll have your full weather forecast after the break. Welcome back. And Josh, as we were saying, a absolutely beautiful day to celebrate Canada Day today, but we're going to take a look at the region to start out, where it's going to be a pretty wet night. Sault Ste. Marie is the only area with clear skies, and they're not expecting to see showers there until later tomorrow afternoon. But as we head to the opposite side of the region in that Fort Frances, Kenora, Red Lake, and Pickle Lake area, they will be seeing periods of rain throughout the night and a risk of thunderstorm later on to overnight there, the worst happening around midnight. Not too cold though, most areas staying in the double digits besides Marathon at 9 degrees. As we head over to tomorrow in the region, though, that risk of thunderstorm will continue in the morning and afternoon. In Fort Frances, expected to get about 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. Greenstone area will also be seeing some of those showers in the morning, and it's supposed to pick up throughout the day, all the way up to 70% later on in the evening. Pretty warm day in the region, though. High of 22 in Sioux Lookout, Upsala, Dryden, Atikokan, and Kenora. A little bit colder down in Marathon and Wawa. 14 degrees in Marathon and 19 in Wawa. Thunder Bay right now, mainly cloudy. The sun still trying to peek through. A great day to celebrate Canada Day. 20 degrees right now, and that mix of sun and cloud. We, though, could see some showers later this evening into tomorrow. Around midnight is when they will be coming in the most. A 40% chance in the evening. Fog patches developing before morning. And when it comes to the week ahead, tomorrow we're going to be seeing that rain, a risk of thunderstorm late in the afternoon, a high of 19 and low of 16. As we head to Wednesday and Thursday, that sun will be trying to peek out, but it looks like a pretty rainy week here in Thunder Bay. But Josh, I'm going to bring it back to Canada Day because it's a special day here in our country. What's your favorite Canada Day activity?
Favorite Canada Day activity? Wearing red is a classic. You know, it's up there along with fireworks and singing Happy Birthday to Canada, which you have to do always.
Happy Birthday to Canada. Do you do that every year?
As soon as you wake up in the morning, you sing Happy Birthday to Canada. Thank you, Canada, for being so welcoming.
I would have liked to hear you sing that song.
Not today. Not today.
Fireworks are definitely my favorite, but that's all the time we have. Enjoy the rest of your Canada Day, everyone.